Sup everyone, this is Draco Evolve back yet again with some latest Manchester United transfer news now, and we'll be covering a few signings, potential signings from newspaper reports, as well as discussing some developing stories that's happened throughout the day. As always guys, the bar is in the bottom for you to skip to whatever section you guys feel fit, or you can just stick and watch the whole thing. Either way is much appreciated. For those of you that's unaware, I do my live streams, my Football Manager 2020 live streams every Monday to Thursdays around 4:30 p.m. UK time. I do encourage you guys to join in because we have a lot of transfer talks as well as watching some football on the screen, which is always nice to see. But as always, I will start off with the thumbnail news. It is Raul Jimenez. So this has been coming out the last few hours, reported by various sources that Manchester United have been given some hope of signing Raul Jimenez from Wolves. So I'm gonna read you out the article. According to the Portuguese outlet Record Express, Manchester United have been given a boost in the pursuit of Wolves striker Raul Jimenez. The Molineux side have hired super agent Jode Bellingham to sign a replacement for the 29-year-old Mexican. Jimenez has enjoyed a stellar season, contributing with 22 goals and 10 assists in 44 games. Having joined the club on a permanent basis last summer, he has gone from strength to strength. United are keen to bring in a forward after failing to replace Romelu Lukaku last summer. Solskjaer has been an avid fan of Jimenez for some time now. According to the report, Wolves are already in talks about signing Benfica star Carlos Vinicius for £53 million. Now, we have covered about a few videos ago Carlos Vinicius in one of our transfer videos, where United were linked with him as well. United have also been linked to the Brazilian, but it appears that the club's focus lies elsewhere. Securing Vinicius could propel the chances of Jimenez moving to Old Trafford, with Mendes once again the devil's advocate. The 29-year-old is a prolific striker, referring to Raul Jimenez, who has a habit of scoring against the best teams in the league. Possessing excellent movement and composure, he is a clinical player who will add a lot to our team. Jimenez is the club's record signing, having initially joined on loan in 2018. He made the deal permanent after a spate of impressive showings in the Premier League. He went on to win the club's Player of the Season 18-19. A regular for Mexican international team, Jimenez has scored 23 goals in 82 appearances for his nation. He's part of the squad that won the 2019 CONCACAF World Gold Cup, where he won the Golden Ball. So there you go. That's the latest on Manchester United transfer, and that's been developing over the last few hours. Raul Jimenez has come into the picture. The reason why he has come into the picture is because Wolves are apparently interested in signing a Benfica Portuguese star, who is Vinicius, and apparently Jode Bellingham, who has a lot of dealings with Wolves, who's kind of like their almost club agent, you can say, for Wolves, having helped them do many transfers for Wolves, especially bringing in Portuguese talent. We can name the likes of Ruben Neves at the club, and obviously they're willing to add another star player, potential star player, Portuguese player that is, into the ranks. That leaves Jimenez, who's aging, a pathway to go out, transfer out of the club. Now, those are just reports obviously coming in, and to be frank, Manchester United having been linked with Raul Jimenez, and the fee is being suggested to be around £50 million or so, in and around that mark. I'm happy. I'll put it as that. In my personal opinion, Raul Jimenez is the perfect striker that we need. He's not young, which means that he won't be staying for a long term. He's not a long-term solution. He's not old as well for him to be declining over the next couple of seasons. He's just in the age bracket where he can come in, offer something different, yet still play a rotational role, still have the likes of Mason Greenwood, who is young, who can still develop, and he won't be stifling Mason Greenwood's potentials anyway, let alone Martial's. Raul Jimenez, as you guys can see, he's a powerful striker. He's Premier League proven, which is so important. He is a workhorse, he's physical, and he's very clinical. And to be frank, Manchester United signing someone like Raul Jimenez, who's certainly not a long-term target, but certainly an immediate target, someone who can come in and take away pressures from our younger strikers, you can say, who's proven in the Premier League, who's proven in Europe. I'm going to be extremely happy if Manchester United end up signing him. In terms of his stats, this season so far, he's played 44 games in all competitions, scoring 22 times and 10 assists. Europa League, he scored 7. He played 7 times, scoring 3 goals in the group stages. Obviously, the Europa League qualification stage, he played all 6 and scoring in all 6 of the games. It just shows that he is also more than capable of performing at the highest level. And for those of you who watch the Premier League, you guys will know Wolves is such a tough team to play against, and they have 3 or 4 players that can really punish any opponent. And Raul Jimenez is in that mold. And for me, yes, Carlos Vinicius, who is somewhat unproven, you can say, who has been linked to Manchester United and now being linked to Wolves, and that will make Jimenez kind of push out the club. You know what? We'll take him. We'll definitely take him. I'd rather us spend that amount of money on a proven striker, Premier League striker that is, versus a potential striker coming in who's young, spending so much money, which will put immense pressure not only the kid that's going to come in, but also the club to play him a lot more, which will mean someone like Mason Greenwood's development will be stifled. And we all know how good Mason Greenwood has been and what's the potential in Mason Greenwood, obviously. But that's the latest news around Raul Jimenez to Manchester United. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Would you guys love to see Raul Jimenez in a Manchester United shirt? And as always, guys, get involved in the comments, but because my next section is all about the comments, as you guys know, I do read out comments and I do respond, and I do also in the next video pick up a comment and discuss around it. So whatever comment you make in today's video, in tomorrow's video, I'll definitely pick it up if it is appropriate to the video. But yesterday's transfer video I did as an alternative to Jadon Sancho, the Matondo guy, Bleach guy, who's been an avid supporter on my channel for a very long time. Really appreciate you coming to my video, buddy. Thank you so much. But he says, I really think United need a starter for right wing, not prospects. I'd go Adama, Premier League proven, fast and strong. And the first part of the sentence is fantastic. I will 100% agree. We need a starting right winger, not a beat part player, not a potential, because a beat part player and a potential will put a lot more pressure on Daniel James, and we've seen him. He's already been so much under pressure. So someone like Jadon Sancho coming in is going to be a fantastic outlet on the right wing side. It will allow the likes of Daniel James have some breathing space to develop and take in coaching lessons, you can say, or whatever they do. He did go on to say Adama is Premier League proving, fast and strong, and I 100% agree. He's the perfect player for counter-attacking teams, right? I remember he destroyed us when he came on last season, this current season, in the second half, isn't it? But for me, I think the quality of Adama it lacks a lot. I think he's also a one-trick pony. Much like Daniel James, he's very pacey and electrifying, but unlike Daniel James, he has the physicality added to him. But I think the quality of unlocking defense rather than just running at the defense is needed at a club like Manchester United. So someone who has a lot of trickery yet can run at pace, aka Jadon Sancho. But if teams kind of set up very deep, which most are doing against us, then someone like Adama Traore will struggle. Whereas if teams are sitting deep, someone like Jadon Sancho won't struggle because he has that flair, he has the X factor to kind of run that defense and unlock that defense regardless of how deep or forward the defense is. But that's the comment. Thank you so much. As always, guys, get involved in the comments. Next up, it is a news again around Moussa Dembele. So we've covered Moussa Dembele in this channel for a few videos past couple of weeks or so. But this is according to an Italian publication. Inter Milan have entered the race to sign Manchester United target Moussa Dembele. The Italians now have made a three-way tussle for the prolific Frenchman. However, the player still favours a return to England if given the chance. Dembele started off at Fulham before going on to impress with Celtic in the SPL. He is no stranger to the Premier League game and has made more than 150 appearances for both clubs. United manager Solskjaer has identified the Frenchman as an ideal replacement for Lukaku. The Red Devils failed to replace the Belgian after he left for Inter last summer. Inter boss Conte is keen to add Dembele to his roster if the Nerazzurri lose ace striker Lautaro Martinez, currently linked with a move to Barcelona. Selling him will ensure the Italians have the funds to sign the Lyon star. The 23-year-old has enjoyed an impressive season at the Groupama Stadium and has scored an impressive 22 goals and 7 assists in 42 appearances. So there you go. This is Lautaro Martinez, my favourite player and striker, one of my favourite strikers currently, around the same mold of Erling Haaland. But the article says that obviously Inter Milan is potentially might lose Lautaro Martinez, and funds will be given to them and they can go and spend on someone like Moussa Dembele, who's kind of lit up Lyon at the moment. His stats are great. He's young, he's prolific, he's strong, he's pacey, and I think he's gonna be a success wherever he goes. He got bags of experience in the Premier League already, but he does, according to reports, favour a club to England. Now, where does that leave me? As I said before, I would love to have him. He's a fantastic player, but the age is a matter. I think him coming in is certainly going to be for a long-term solution, not a short-term solution. And any strikers coming in, personally for me, for a long-term solution means less game time for Mason Greenwood. And the theme of the video is clearly Mason Greenwood. We need to give him as much game time as possible, yet have enough strikers around him to give him breathing room to develop and become the player he's destined to be. Mason Greenwood has bags of potential. Someone like Dembele, who's young, coming in, and we've already got a young striker in Martial, who's like 23 or 24. It's going to stifle Mason Greenwood's development, especially when we play one striker. So if we play with one striker up front, having three strikers there, there's going to be a lot of game time spread across, but on the long run, one of the strikers will definitely suffer. If we buy someone like Raul Jimenez, yes, there's going to be initially a lot of games spread across, but on the long term, it's going to be Mason Greenwood leading the front line, or Martial definitely leading the front line in terms of the bulk of the season. So, in my opinion, as much as I would like to sign Moussa Dembele, I reckon it's going to stifle Mason Greenwood, and I think passing on him would probably be a better choice for the club, especially if someone like Raul Jimenez comes into the market and is available, who is also Premier League proven, who is not at an age where he can spend 10 whatever years at a club. He can spend probably 3-4 seasons in this club before his legs start giving way, and that will be easily enough time for someone like Mason Greenwood, who's just turned 18, I believe. Ample of time to come into the first team and make that mark on his own and take it from there. Next up, transfer boost for Manchester United. So Koulibaly, remember this guy is actually come back into the mold, into the radar, whatever you want to call it. But according to the Italian publication Della Sport, Manchester United have been handed a boost in the pursuit to sign Napoli ace Kalidou Koulibaly. One of the best defenders in Europe, the Senegalese is keen to embark on a new challenge, be it in France or England. United are a work in progress and have shown marked improvement over the past few months. We are still a few quality additions away from challenging at the top. The 28-year-old defender will be hard-pressed to find a more exciting project in either league today. Interest in the player is high with the likes of Madrid and Newcastle, obviously with the owners, potential new owners, Liverpool, Spurs, Barcelona are all keen. According to the report, Napoli will hold up for a fee close to 100 million euros for the defender. If United do decide to meet the valuation, it will be the second time in the 2 seasons that they would have broken the transfer record for a defender. Obviously, the other being Harry Maguire. Now, as much as I would love to sign Koulibaly, I think spending that much on another defender is a bit of an overkill. Again, I wouldn't mind us going after him, spending whatever amount we need to spend on him, 70-80 million pounds as being quoted, but as long as we improve other sides of the area which are more needed example, the right wing position and the CDM and a central midfield position at the very least, and potentially a left back as well. Signing Koulibaly, where does that leave our defence? Harry Maguire is definitely a starter, but Koulibaly, it will be perfectly complementing Harry Maguire, because Koulibaly has the pace, power, someone who can recover. Lindelof, I don't think he has that yet, but then again, Lindelof is still young, and it does give someone like Lindelof to play a second fiddle, come in and get some more experience, take out the pressure. And I think Lindelof has a lot to prove. He's still young, he's still learning. Every time I watch Lindelof, there is a mistake in him, I feel. So someone like Koulibaly, again, for the next 3-4 seasons, will cover us well. Because let's face it, our defense is just a shambles in terms of depth. We've got Harry Maguire, Lindelof, but outside of that, we got Tuanzebe, who's been injured for a long time. We got Phil Jones. Phil Jones. We've got Egbayi, who's injury prone. Rojo's gone pretty much on loan. Smalling doesn't look like he's going to return. Who else is our defenders? So maybe, yeah, we do need a defender, but only if we don't sacrifice a much more pressing need. Personally, for me, I mean, Koulibaly is fantastic, but I would love to see Tuanzebe come back and give a real challenge in that central defense position, because I think he has a real potential if he can stay fit. But that's the latest on Koulibaly. Jude Bellingham. So where have I heard of this guy? So anyway, according to The Sun, a lot of clubs are interested. We know that, Chelsea, Bayern, Borussia Dortmund. But United apparently have stolen an early march on him. So apparently a year younger than his sibling, Jode Bellingham, has already played for the Blues under 18 squad and also represented the national team at the youth level, according to The Sun. Though his capture for Manchester United's academy may not be the sole decision that seals the deal, the fact that the Red Devils are willing to invest time and effort into developing the younger Bellingham, as well as the potential guaranteeing Jude a place in United's first team, will surely appeal. So this is what the report is saying, that Manchester United have kind of stolen a march on these top clubs by potentially signing his younger brother, who's 15, Jode Bellingham, Jobe Bellingham, you can say. And just as an appetizer for Jude Bellingham, just to tell him that, look, we're serious about this. We're going to take your younger brother as a promise, develop him at the youth facility, as well as give you a chance. Potentially both the brothers in the future could be the central midfield partnership for Manchester United. It's just all mind games and tactics from the club. Obviously, Jude Bellingham is a fantastic talent coming through, one of the best central midfielders coming through, one of the best central English midfielders certainly coming through in England that is. And if clubs such as Bayern, Borussia Dortmund, especially Borussia Dortmund, who have a track record of developing youngsters, are interested in him, what a way to steal a bit of a march by also guaranteeing signing his younger brother and bringing them both at the club. We all seen the reports around Jude Bellingham meeting up with Sir Alex Ferguson, visiting Old Trafford, Carrington training ground, which is all positive signs. But then again, nothing's in place as of yet, and it could take time. And I think there will be a real battle for him come as soon as the first bid goes in, everyone finds out whoever the first bidder is. There's going to be a huge battle, and I think Birmingham City will be kind of licking the lips, because certainly they can get a lot of money out of any clubs, considering the fact that if 3, 4, 5 different clubs are after the same player, right? But that's the latest around Jude Bellingham. So the next bit of news, which is being shared by an Ecuadorian website, I don't know how reliable they are, but I'll read it anyway. Watford left back, who's Pervis Estupinan, who's loaned out by the Hornets to Spanish side Osasuna. But his good displays in La Liga have reportedly drawn interest from Manchester United, Spurs, Madrid, Atletico Madrid that is, and Barcelona. Regarding the Red Devils, it's claimed that the club joined the race for Estupinan about a month ago and has been thinking about offering a €7 million for his signing. Manchester United's idea is to buy him now and loan him out to another English side as they wait for him to develop. So a bit of an investment, you can say. I have no idea about this player, but he does seem very physical, and we'll go through his stats. His stats has been decent in La Liga as well. €7 million, which is probably around just over £5 million, is low, very very low risk, and we do need a left back. I think Shaw is being injury prone, and I think he's not the best left back we have. Brandon Williams is still developing, so someone like him coming in, adding a bit of competition in the future. And obviously the article goes on to say that Manchester United do plan to sign him and loan him out in another English Premier League, in hopes that he develops into a good player. The reason why the news is running, again, I had no idea about him, but he has played in 29 games, scoring 1 goal, 5 assists. That is pretty decent for a left back playing at that level. And I think he's only 22, Ecuadorian 22. He can still develop, and he seems powerful from his physicality, the way he looks. But I've never heard of him, to be frank, aside from today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, what you guys think of him. And that's it, guys. These are all the latest transfer and speculation news, whatever you want to call it, today, in regards to Manchester United. So we covered Raul Jimenez, we covered your comment section, we covered obviously this fella Jude Bellingham and Jode Bellingham, Koulibaly, Kalidou Koulibaly as well. A lot of big names, the usual suspects, it seems to me, that's been linked to Manchester United almost on a daily basis. But my job is to bring you guys all the news that I can from different outlets and present them to you and see what you guys think, keep you guys on the loop. And as always, guys, I catch you guys in the next upload, and stay far.